I'ma need you to scream from the top of your lungs now.
Avi, avi, avi. Avi, avi, avi. Avi, avi, avi.
Everybody now.
5,860,154. That is, as of this morning, how many followers Toronto's Lily Singh, a.k.a. Superwoman, has on YouTube. Scarborough comedian, MC, and actor uploads 2 videos of the week. One of the most successful was what you just heard, IVIVI, tribute to this fair city of ours, featuring Humble the Poet. And now, Superwoman is stepping out from behind the camera for her first ever world tour. Lily Singh is with me in studio. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Why would you go on tour? What led you to this decision?
I went on tour because I had an itch inside me to prove to people I could be funny without editing.
And what, is that something that you were concerned about? People thought that whatever she does is all chopped up and she's not really who she is?
I mean, more so it's that I'm one of those YouTubers that feels very comfortable on a stage. I mean, there's a lot of us that like cameras, like to be in our rooms, and don't like to step out. I get such an adrenaline on a stage, and that's where I started. So I was kind of going back to my roots, if anything.
Were you nervous? Because a lot has happened in that time.
Yes, I was very nervous, not for performing, but because this is literally the biggest project I've ever done. And from beginning to end, it's my vision, and more so nervous about taking the role of being a boss. I mean, I was never trained for that. I was never trained for anything I'm doing. So more so just taking those risks.
5.8 million, that's almost 6 million followers on YouTube. How does something like that happen?
You know what? I wake up asking myself that every day. I think it's a lot of consistency for sure. I think the fact that my video topics are super relatable helps. They're not meant for male or female or a specific race of people or a specific religion of people. I talk about topics that everyone can relate to. So parents, relationships, having bad days, etc.
Stop taking so many selfies.
Exactly. Stop taking so many selfies.
You've said, and you said this in the background little video that you did for IVIVI, that your videos wouldn't be what they were if you didn't grow up here.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you mean by that?
I just finished half of my world tour. I've been literally around the world, and I can say that nowhere is as diverse as Toronto. And that really helps my comedy. When you're speaking to the world, you're speaking to diversity. And growing up in Toronto has made me so comfortable with different cultures and races where I can throw cultural references out and really hit more than one target market.
What did you want to do with that tune, IVIVI?
More than anything, I was like, oh my God, the date's going to be 4/16. We have to do something cool. With that track, it was kind of like a tribute, you know, because of everything I have learned from Toronto, I've been able to get this massive success and go travel around the world. So it's kind of like my tribute to say, like, hey, I've been around the world, but I still have my heart in Toronto, and I'm so grateful for everything the city's done for me.
It's become, in a way, 2.5 million people have seen this. It's become a bit of an anthem for the city.
And that makes me so happy.
And an ad for the city as well. I mean, people swinging on subway cars and you
Exactly.
standing at center court for the Toronto Raptors.
But we only got yelled at like 2 times. It was good.
Really?
Yeah.
How did this all start? For people who aren't familiar with what it is that you're doing, how did you end up doing these YouTube videos?
I mean, I posted my first YouTube video 5 years ago in 2010, and I thought absolutely nothing of it. You know, I had an idea, I spontaneously threw it up there, didn't think I'd make a second or third one, and it just clicked. Something clicked. I fell in love with the fact that I could say something and more than my friends and family would hear about it. And so I just kept uploading and slowly, 10 more views, 10 more views, 10 more views, and snowballed into what it is today.
How does something like that go from being something that's casual to very slickly produced videos a week that go out to 5 million people?
It's a huge learning process. I mean, when I first posted videos, if you look at my first videos, they're horrible. They're absolutely horrible. They're not funny. They're very uncomfortable. They're not well produced. And then it's just trial and error. You know, I didn't have a schedule until 2 years into making videos, and I realized, hey, this can kind of become a business. And I think that realization that you can make a living off this and this could be my career forces you to think about things differently.
How good of a living, I don't want numbers, but how good of a living can you make from something like this?
I would say that many YouTubers are well into being millionaires.
Many.
Many.
Including perhaps one in this room?
I wouldn't say that. I'm not quite there yet.
But with 6 million people following you, I mean, it's a big, big deal.
It is. I mean, YouTube's one of those things where you don't have a cap. As much as you want to put into it, that's how much you can make from it.
What does that do in terms of an audience? Because before something like this happened, you would have to get on a stage and travel around and try and introduce yourself to people. Now, the people come to you.
Exactly.
So when you're doing this world tour, where are you connecting with people and who are you connecting with?
Well, that's the thing. I connect with people twice a week on the internet. I think it's really important, though, to still understand that connection in person is very important. So when I'm at my shows, with 1,000 seats that are sold out, I'm connecting with those 1,000 people in hopes that, hey, I'm going to impact these people so much that they're going to go home and tell 5 of their friends about how much I hopefully changed their life, I would like to think. Because the message of my show is very, very positive, and I'd like to think more than just comedy.
Where do you see this going?
Hopefully not the unemployment line.
I wouldn't think so. But I mean, people often say, well, YouTube could be a step to something else.
Right.
I mean, it sounds like this is the platform. It doesn't need to be a step to anything.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that, because when I first started, admittedly, I thought, I'm going to go on YouTube and hopefully I can make it to movies and TV. And of course, I'd still love to try those platforms. But honestly, if I'm being honest, I think recently YouTube has become the platform where traditional media is coming to us. I mean, I just did a video with Arnold Schwarzenegger on my channel to promote his movie. You know what I mean? So I definitely think that the platforms are kind of balancing out for sure.
I love your success. It's an amazing story.
Thank
Congratulations.
You. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Great to have you here. Lily Singh, comedian, YouTube personality, a.k.a. Superwoman.